This program is brought to you by Simulus Clothing, official title sponsors of Formula Virtual Racing. But wait, there's more. Check out the official Formula Virtual Racing merchandise line out now exclusively to Simulus Clothing. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the program.
He's going to show us now!
And a big good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Formula Virtual Racing. We are here for the return to the Japanese Grand Prix. It's off to Suzuka circuit that the idea first sprung from in 1962. Well, we've got a fabulous qualifying and race coming up for you here this evening, folks. It is looking like it's going to be a sunny day here in Japan, but nevertheless we should hopefully have an eventful evening. The man to take you through the action alongside myself, of course, it is the ever so fabulous Mr. Brendan White. Brendan, how are you keeping?
Doing very well, thank you. Here for another round of it was a great championship, and I must say, it seems like Legend Roseburg is starting to put his authority on this championship. We all know it just takes one bad moment even to swing a championship in the complete opposite direction, which is what Tyler Davison would be hoping for, because the gap between himself and Legend is about 22 points, which is worth a full race win. So we ideally would be wanting to win the race while Legend no scores, because that would be the only possible way he can switch that championship lead in his favour.
Yeah, Legend is actually only just 1 point from being able to wrap up the championship here this evening, so a bit disappointing for his side that he can't wrap it up just yet. Definitely not disappointing for our side, because we still have plenty of races to go here in the season. Red Bull, however, can wrap up the Constructors' Championship. They need to outscore the McLaren outfit of Luke Davies and Borbune by 20 points here tonight, which, I mean, it is achievable considering how good Legend and Conor Rochford have been. Legend Rosenberg just starting his qualifying endeavour. Luke Davies heading through Spoon Curve. His teammate Borbune 2.2 seconds off the pole for Borbune in the second McLaren. Well, traditionally this season, the second McLaren. This is the traditional second Red Bull of Conor Rochford here rounding through the final corner. Let's see what he can do up towards the start-finish line. That'll be 8 tenths off Lewis, so still a bit of a gap there. Lewis looking like he has strong qualifying pace once again, despite a glaring absence at Zandvoort.
Yeah, so I have to say, his top three have been I've really pulled away from the rest, but I'd say Tyler 126.7, so does beat Luke Davies, but doesn't advance beat McWilliam, which would probably mean that Rosenberg is highly likely to slot in front
he's
of
not.
Davison and probably McWilliam too.
He's actually made a mistake on his lap. It'll be an invalidation for Legend.
Oh.
Leroy's invalidated at the Casio Triangle as well, the final couple of corners there. We'll keep an eye on Avestigo Badi heading through Spoon Curve. He's had a steady enough lap now, quicker than what Rosenberg did set in that first sector. Also picking up a slipstream of Legend's teammate, Conor Rochford here. Or actually, no, that could be Legend himself. Yes, that is Legend himself. He's picking up a slipstream off, so it's safe to say we know where Legend's Legend's... What's the word? I can't think of it. It's not...
Loyalties?
Nah, well, it is where his loyalties lie.
Priorities?
It's a spy reference, I think I'm going for. There goes Avestigo Badges to the top, 126.5, 0.010 ahead of Lewis McWilliam, even with a toe, so that's a very good lap by Lewis. Here comes Adrian Tishy heading up the Dunlop curve through turn number 7 in towards the Degner curves. I think in terms of Adrian, he could do with a positive result here tonight, even just for his own motivational sakes. Allegiances!
Yeah, obviously,
that's the word I'm looking for. Sorry.
Oh, allegiances. Right. Yeah, I think it hasn't been the best of seasons for Adrian Tishy. No points so far this season. Obviously, unfortunately for him, the one of his best chance of points, which is Saudi Arabia, was unfortunately took away from him due to disconnect. But maybe today could be the day everything changes for him. You just don't know. Japan is, well, people can make mistakes around Japan, and usually if you can just avoid doing that, you can just flip up the order and potentially take the chance of points. Maybe even the fastest lap pointed wouldn't be the worst way to do it.
Well, there goes Adrian Tishy up to 9th position. Wasn't really a proper lap from him, though, I don't think. He can definitely go a little bit quicker than that. Habib Makouk is in the second Ferrari here for this evening, replacing Morse Stumer, who technically had a qualifying ban for this evening, but he'll have to serve that next week. Niels Hartl also has a qualifying suspension. As we see, Adrian, well out of shape, heading through the S-curves, and he has made a bit of a mistake there. Won't be an improvement on a lap this time round. Borbune is back out on the circuit. We've multiple wave yellows in 1 and 2, but they kind of just pick and choose where they come from, really, during qualifying. Not great for the curves there for Borbune either. Conor Rochford is back out on track, improving by 0.3 of a second here. It's telling me he's going to improve by 0.3, go closer towards Tyler Davison. When you compare that lap to Luke Davies maybe not a proper first run because he's way behind where he'd usually be. Nathan Marriott slotting himself in 5th in ninth position. Adrian, slotting himself. No, hold on, we'll try that one again. Nathan slotting himself 9/10 behind in 5th position is where he's gone. Nice lap by him. Here's Yathan Panguru getting ready to go on his next attempt. But crucially, Legend Rosenberg, no lap on the board just yet. Definitely would spice things up if he didn't take pole here today, because he's been so dominant in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it would make for an interesting race if he wasn't on pole, because then it just very much put him and Todd Davis in the same boat where they're close enough to each other, but there is somebody who is leading everyone, including them. And obviously, for Rosenberg, in a way, isn't the worst situation, because as long as both of them are further down the order, nothing can really be gained or lost, so he ends up keeping his lead. Not to say, maybe we are probably due a different race winner. It's at least once before the season is over, because I think Rosenberg has won the last 3. And well, if you consider since round 3, it has been all but one race, which is Saudi Arabia, and obviously in that case, no score.
Yeah, I haven't commented on a non-Legend Rosenberg win since round 2. Because I wasn't there in Saudi Arabia, so personally wouldn't mind seeing a different winner. We did have Pastilli in Brazil until he got the largest penalty, I think, in FVR history, largest post-race penalty, excluding disqualifications and qualifying suspensions, whatever. But I digress. Here is Legend Rosenberg in towards the Degner curves. That was stunning for the first sector, to put it lightly. 31 flat matches, what Avestigo Badi did on his best attempt. That's currently the pole. Up towards the hairpin, which is known as hairpin. This is the turn 10 hairpin. Rosenberg, it's a track that always on the surface to me seems like it'll suit him. Whether it actually suits him or not, it remains to be seen. He didn't race the last time we raced around here in Season 8, and we've barely been to Japan in Formula Virtual Racing. But it definitely does seem like a circuit where he'd be good. It's a real driver's circuit, they tell me. So it'll be interesting to see. It's a Ferrari parked here on the Apex. I presume this is going to be a Vestigobati returning the favour, as if Legend didn't need enough, or if Legend didn't need enough of an advantage. He's got an even greater one. A Vesta weaving in the background there. I imagine this will be going to the pole.
Yeah, you would think so. We're into Casio Triangle now. You just get it right. And really revving out the car on the exit there. Well, it looks like that'll be 26.4. So, pole, but not by that much.
Yeah, it's not by that much. Nicholas Jackson scores a goal, and Legend Rosenberg all of a sudden isn't dominant in Formula Virtual Racing. There's some tectonic plates moving somewhere. Luke Davies starts his next run now. I believe he's actually just completed his run, and it's only 7th for the young man. That's not too great for Luke, but he'll believe that he can turn it around. A lot of success in the Davies household, I'm being told today. A little birdie told me that Luke's brother actually scored a brace in winning a league title for his football team. So big congratulations to Luke's brother. Arsenal could need someone that clutch to try and win a league title. Unfortunately, they don't have anyone. But nonetheless, congratulations to the Davies household. Luke would like to round off a good Saturday for them with a strong result. But going by that initial lap, Brendan, pace maybe not Luke's, or pace at Japan, I should say, maybe not Luke's strong point.
You wonder.
Also, sorry, Jack
Obviously,
did message me there. If you do get a second to pop him an invite.
Hang on, who needs the invite there?
Jack Redmond. Actually, no, hold on. I think he can join through my profile. It's okay.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. By the way, I think they're checking the Jacksonville for offside, so maybe if that gets ruled out, we'd probably see Rosenberg stretch out that margin.
Poor Nicholas Jackson. He's never done anything to anyone other than miss every chance he's given. It's enough football talk really for them, though. Timden Hire goes to 9th spot now. Still yet to see 4 times on the board. We won't be seeing one of them from Nils Hartl, of course, has that qualifying suspension. Habib McCook is heading towards Spoon Curb. It's got very dull all of a sudden here in Suzuka. I wonder if there's a bit of rain on the horizon. Maybe not during the session, but certainly I'd be taking the washing in if I was living around the area. As Habib, no idea how he's kept this lap valid. That was really wide through the Spoon Curve, but he's kept going, kept soldiering on. It's a 1:12 in the middle sector. It's not quite lap record times around here, but steady nonetheless in towards the Casio Triangle. One Ferrari in second. Habib would love to be up there, but even if he could get about middle of the road, it's a huge tank slapper through there. Yeah, this is... Oh, what in the world just happened there?
Huh?
He's just
Wait,
gone... I was watching him about to cross the start-finish line, and now he's in the garage.
What?
Okay, Leroy Vincendal out on track now. He's going into the pit lane as well as Lewis McWilliam is now the only man out on track. That has absolutely bewildered me. As Habib doesn't get a time on the board. He was about to, but then he headed into the pit lane. So nonetheless, Lewis McWilliam is the only man out on track, and I tell you what, with 1 lap on the board, 0.075 behind Rosenberg, that's very positive here for Lewis.
Yeah. Lewis, it's not too bad. See, qualifying last week wasn't the best of qualifying for him, but the race worked out fine, a little bit fortuitously, with the combination of safety cars propelling him into the position he ended up in. And obviously got posted penalty afterwards, mind you. But I think he'd be encouraged by the pace he had last week once he got to the front. And I just thought there is a chance maybe he could be maybe he could take a pole position here, because then usually qualifying is probably it's just a little bit more favourable for him in qualifying against Edgen Rosenberg than the race would be.
Oh, he's dealing with a lot of traffic here on this lap, though. That was a nightmare heading through the first sector. It's like Friday rush hour on the motorway. Heading up through the Dunlop curve, though. Let's see his sector split times. It was about the 31-second mark we saw Rosenberg and Gobadi hit. Oh, yes, 31 exact for Lewis McWilliam. Very nice, despite the traffic. Could have been a bit more time there in that first sector, but he'll be happy with that nonetheless. Luke Davies there to the left-hand side, just pulling out of the way nicely of his former rival. Neither of them really going for the championship. Luke certainly has a better chance of being in the fight this season than Lewis McWilliam does. I do believe he's mathematically out of it pretty much at this stage, but still he wants to perform and prove he can still do it for this Alpine team. In towards Spoon Curve, just managing the throttle very nicely through there is Lewis McWilliam. That's absolutely excellent control from him. He's going to pick up a bit of a slipstream from one of the cars in front here. That's a Mercedes, and he is 0.2 of a second up. The Mercedes pulls off. I believe that's Julius Gassner providing the tow there. Well, it is, because he's the only Mercedes. In towards the Casio Triangle. No mistakes can be afforded here by Lewis McWilliam. Oh, a bit slow through there, but slides out of the corner nicely, puts the power down, and the Scotsman goes to pole here. 0.169. It's now up to Legend Rosenberg and Avesta Gobadi to respond.
Yeah, I'll have to get responses soon enough now. I think Jack had asked me for the invite personally.
Oh, here he is. He's just joined.
There we go. We've got the invite sent.
As Conor Rochford backs out of his qualifying lap. This is Luke Davies, who's going up to no, it's not, that's Borbune, apologies, but Luke is on his lap. Let's see what his first sector split time is. We do need to keep an eye on Legend Rosenberg as well, who's just starting his final qualifying lap of the day. He needs to find some time if he wants to beat Luke Davies. Or if he wants to beat Lewis McWilliam, I should say. Luke Davies himself found a little bit of time there in the first sector. That's Boryoshi out of the session. We didn't quite catch Tyler Davison's first split, but it is an improvement. He's gone purple on his personal best, so he is improving on his time. Here is Rosenberg heading towards the Degner curves. It was a 31 dead for McWilliam. Rosenberg's a 10th quicker. That's excellent for that first sector by Legend Rosenberg. But remember, he's going to lose a bit of time down the back straight because I presume he's not going to be given a slipstream on this lap where he was on the last time. How's Luke Davies tracking? Heading in towards the second sector split. He's got a bit of a slipstream as well from a Haas. He's also improving by a 1/10.5 in towards the famous 130R corner. What about Tyler Davison? How's the AlphaTauri tracking here on his lap? He's marginally up, but it might be enough to get the spot over Leroy Vinchendel if he can find some time through the Casio Triangle. Here's Luke Davies. He's going to improve, but it's not going to get him a position. Crucial there for Luke Davies. Tyler Davison will follow suit. He also won't get a position. Avesta Gobadi is back down to his lap, but what about Legend Rosenberg? Is this going to be the magical lap around Suzuka that he so badly wants? It's 0.169 to his former teammate and rival McWilliam. It's now 0.061 behind as Legend Rosenberg proves his class, and it will be pole position for the Japanese Grand Prix unless there truly is something magical from around the field. Tim Den Heyer improving by about half a second, but he needs that little bit more if he wanted to beat Rosenberg, but this could well be a spanner in the works for the rest of the field. Den Heyer, no, it's only sixth, little bit disappointing in the end. I can't really see any big shocks from around the field, but still, Legend Rosenberg proving his class.
Yeah, very much so. I've been kind of watching, he's on a lap here, so he's obviously keep an eye on him. He was up by over a 10 to
you're gone all muffly again, I'm afraid, Brendan. So I'm not too sure what's happened there, but it's just a little bit muffly for the time being. Here is Conor Rochford rounding for the final corner. This could be crucial for a Red Bull Constructors endeavour. Across the line. Oh, he set the exact same time as Tim Den Heyer. Literally to the thousandth. So very nice time there for Rochford. Very close to Tim. Luke, I think, is still pushing somewhat, but not to any success. Nathan Marriott doesn't beat Davies. He will be happy with that one. And I believe it's just Yafin Panguru to complete a time. Adrian Tishy is done for the session. He's invalidated his lap time. So it'll just be Yafin Panguru who will be circling around. Let's see where he can go in this session. Up and across the line for the Sauber. It'll stay 13. So, folks, it's Legend Rosenberg on pole ahead of Lewis McWilliam. We'll be back very shortly for the Japanese Grand Prix.
show us now.
This program is brought to you by Simulus Clothing, official title sponsors of Formula Virtual Racing. But wait, there's more. Check out the official Formula Virtual Racing merchandise line out now exclusively to Simulus Clothing. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the program. And welcome back, folks, to the Japanese Grand Prix. It is beautiful sunny skies here in Suzuka. Brendan, who are you tipping for the win? If Brendan can hear me, that is.
I can hear you.
Oh, yeah, you are slightly gone again, but still understandable. So, Brendan, who are we tipping for the win?
I think this is the opportunity Legend has to just rubber stamp this championship. So I don't think it'll be that easy. We might see someone else take the win, but it'll very much suspect Rosenberg and Davis will be a bit closer than you think after this point.
Well, let's wait and see. We are getting ready to go here in Suzuka, as it is a beautiful sunny sky on this 5.821 kilometre circuit. 18 corners that these drivers will have to tackle around. We usually see some interesting strategies around here. We've seen some two-stoppers in the past, or certainly in other championships. And I imagine it's going to be an absolutely excellent race. The first F1 race here in 1987 saw a bad crash for Nigel Mansell. No championship protagonists will hope to lose their title in similar fashion here today. We have 5 red lights at Suzuka. It's Rosenberg and McWilliam, the front row. As we go racing here in Japan, there was a bit of an early launch there for Niels Hartl. Great launch for Tyler Davison. He's already looking to try get past Lewis McWilliam. This is an amazing launch for Davison, who's up to second position. McWilliam way out of shape. Lewis McWilliam is way out of shape and into the gravel and almost goes round. The Scotsman has gone from second to 15th on the first lap. It was an aggressive move from Tyler Davison. Safe to say it was expected in the position he's in. He's gone for the softs. He's gone for a really aggressive strategy, and that has not paid out well for Lewis McWilliam, who is down to 14th position.
Oh dear, oh dear. It's not a good start for Alpine, and it's no Alpine.
Yep, it's a poor start for Tim Tenhire as well, who's down to 9th place. He is Yathan Panguru diving down his inside, and that's Yathan Panguru, who's actually been tipped round by the Canadian of Adrian Tishy. Tyler Davison wants to save his championship here. He's going for an aggressive strategy, and he's looking to try and get ahead of legend Rosenberg. He's gone for the softs. Rosenberg has gone for the mediums. A soft medium, the planned strategy, I presume, as here he goes to the outside in towards 130R. Tyler Davison leads the Japanese Grand Prix. If he could just strike it lucky with a safety car here, this would be wide open. He's got to beat Rosenberg today if he wants to be able to have some good footing heading into the Austrian Grand Prix next week. But he started very well, up 4 spots into the race lead. Borbune losing his position to Nathan Marriott.
Yeah, that's probably one of the most important race starts he's ever had in his career, because going from 5th to 1st, winning lap, it usually just does not happen. But he's made it happen. He got the second in the first corner or two. Obviously, what happens with McWilliam there, Lewis might have been playing to 2 apologies. Oh, so we got Ferrari got off. It's Captain B.
Yeah, he's had some lag issues there, and I think Lewis McWilliam has actually hit him, so that is, yeah, oh my god, oh wow. Is that actually Habib gone off? I'm not too sure, but he's certainly having a few issues, is Habib McCook, and those are being displayed to us on the track. Lewis McWilliam getting past Niels Hacknell now. This will be, this is, although it's a poor start for Lewis, like, it is sort of building up to be one of his classical performances where he just excels. after some jeopardy, and he's just excellent throughout the race. But he's into 10th spot, needs to work up the field a little bit. Borbune also going for the soft tyres. He's looking to get past his fellow namesake Boryoshi and get closer to his teammate Luke Davies, who a 5th place here for Luke with Tyler and Legend 1 and 2 would really take him out of championship contention. He's still in it for now. It's close between the three. Oh, sorry, I put the wrong graphic up. It's close between the three of them. But certainly a poor result here today for Luke would not bode well to defending both of his world championships. Legend keeping within the DRS of Tyler. Not much Tyler can do at this point. He is burning a bit of the battery to remain ahead. Got to utilise these soft tyres. Does have track position, which can be crucial at times in Suzuka. And we're getting a full yellow flag here. Oh, almost a bit of a collision in the pit lane between Hartl and one of the Ferraris. Believe something went wrong there for Jack Redmond as well, who's actually in the race on 2 accounts, may I add. Seems like we're under a virtual safety car. Yes, we are under the virtual safety car.
Yeah, you can hear me properly now, can't you?
No, you're still gone.
Oh, how?
I've no idea. I'm not too sure what the issue is. If Brendan is okay on the stream, please do let me know if it's a me issue. Because if it's a me issue, then it's fine. I can cope with that. But we need to make sure we can hear the proper analysis and the man who will eliminate all my dreadful jokes.
Is this any better? I just
No.
disconnected my Wi-Fi to try to do something.
No change. As we go racing here in Suzuka once again, batteries are being burned. That's a great restart for Tyler Davison, who's caught Legend Rosenberg napping slightly under the virtual safety car restart. But as long as Legend's still within the DRS, that's A-OK for him. He knows Tyler's going to be aggressive here, so he might just be better placed sitting behind, not overtaking the Brit. Tyler feels mentally that he needs to win a race this season if he wants to win the title, and not just mentally, more mathematically, he does need to win a race this season if he wants to win the title. Whoa! I think you are back with us now, though.
Yeah, that makes sense now. I think I've heard a little ding, so that means that it is properly connected. Yeah.
Sorry if Brendan was really loud for a second there, folks. I had his volume turned way up so you could hear him. So I apologise if he was a bit loud for a second.
No worry. Yeah, let's say Tyler Davison. Well, he's going for it anyways. At least he'll know that whatever happens here, he did go for it.
Yeah, he's trying everything at Legend, and I can respect that. Great race start, though. We'll be rewatching that one for time to come. Of course, if you want to rewatch more FVR clips, you can certainly check out all our social media channels. As Adrian, problems, is that for Leroy? Yep, he's coming off the grass there at the Degner curves, so a problem for him. Is Adrian actually letting him through? Might have got a illegal overtake under a yellow flag, or maybe he was almost the cause of a lot more problems. Into the wall goes Adrian Tishy, completely misjudges his braking in towards the hairpin, and he spun it round.
No.
Oh no! Into the wall goes the Canadian. There is car carcasses across the second, and Adrian, you got to be careful. You might chop off the front left, and we're under the virtual safety car. Not a good few moments for him. He wasn't repaid for his sportsmanship favour, I think it's safe to say.
Well, I did say, if you just didn't make mistakes, you might get points. And Yatin has crashed under VSC.
Oh, Yafin Bakuga's out. And Abid Bakuga's left the session. It's not a good lap for some of the back markers, as DRS is now enabled, meaning we have gone racing once again, and Lewis McWilliam has got past Tim Denhire. Look, he might have had a pretty poor race start, but Lewis is cutting through the field nicely.
Yeah, well, I think that'd be the big thing for Lewis. He needs to just keep cutting through this pack, preferably not spending too much time fighting any one person, because if you can just cut through the right places, preferably on the start-finish straight, or worse, is on the straight, a bit straight towards 130R, that would be the most ideal, because then you can probably just keep that DRS train fully together, and you can eventually follow your way back up to where you were. Especially if Tyler just keeps being the cork in the bottle here, obviously, on the soft tyres.
Nathan Marriott having a good race in 8th, currently keeping with Borbune on the soft compound of tyres. It's all very close at the front, mind you. It's not our usual DRS train where we'd see Rosenberg, Davison, Davies, McWilliam go bad. Kind of everyone is still there, nip and tuck. And that might be because Tyler is leading and Legend doesn't really want to make a move. Tyler would much prefer if Legend did go for the move and he can maybe try show some superiority in the wheel-to-wheel. But with Legend just sitting behind him, it'll inevitably frustrate Tyler. I don't think Tyler's a man who really sits comfortable at the front of a race. He's one who'd prefer a more hands-on approach. But Legend can certainly sit in this position all day long and drive around it. That might be due to different experiences. Obviously, Tyler would have been in more intense battles, I suppose, where Legend at his point in sim racing would be well used to these sort of train races, if that makes any sense. But 2 tenths between the two, 1 error from either, and there'll be a big swing in the gap either side.
Yeah, obviously at this moment, it looks like Davison is doing quite literally everything he can. He will be able to knock that gap down, and it'd be a case then where you might just need a little bit of misfortune to hit Legend, but it wouldn't be a half as much as you would need if it was the other way around.
As lap 6 of 27, Legend Rosenberg just right behind Tyler. This is a very intriguing battle, though. I'm glad Tyler's gone for it. I really am, because sometimes that might be something that happens in FVR, that drivers maybe just are a little bit scared of having a go at the best, where Tyler certainly isn't. He wants to win this, kind of knows what he has to do to win this. It's all up to what happens in these next 21 or so laps.
Yeah, everything will hinge on the strategy here, and it looks like it's bad for worse for Adrian Tishy. First time penalty of this race. Let's see, Rosenberg, very close, but just does not want to go for a move. Especially as you see the ERS difference. Rosenberg probably could go for the move, but I think he's happy to wait. Obviously, Tyler, when will you say the stop will come? Because obviously, for further on we go, he'll have to pit soon enough.
I'd say if he could get to lap 12, he's in a really good position. I'm not sure if he can get there, but I'd say if he can get to about lap 12, really good position, because Tyler's not really good in his tyres either. So if he can get to lap 12, he's in a very comfortable spot. But what I'm seeing is the gap between softs and mediums in terms of the pace is not that great. Lewis McWilliam, Borbune side by side. Bor going to hang it around the outside here, the triple world champion. Bit of wheel to wheel, bit of nudging between Bor and Lewis, and Bor will stay ahead for the time being. He's not afraid to give it gusto to the Scotsman and Lewis McWilliam. Lewis just staying behind, only 3 tenths off the pack really are these guys. Bor doing a wonderful job for his teammate Luke Davies.
Yeah, he's very much just eased the pressure there, because they were all together at one stage. Now you see it's not a 3-second gap between Yoshi and Bune.
Oh, there we go.
You see McWilliam there is impatient. He wants to get this move done, and looks like he will get this move done eventually here with the help of DRS.
And it's a battle for the race lead. Legend Rosenberg shows he can do it in the wheel-to-wheel. Could be a front wing chip there for the Alfa Tauri. Ran into the back of the Dutchman. That would be almost a season ender if there was, but I think he's okay. Car looks stable through the corners.
Yeah, but I think Rosenberg is going to just try push this on now. You know, he's got the move done. You could pull away probably. But Davison is just going to have to maybe really push it on here. He might have to use a little ERS here and there. Just, another twitch from Rosenberg. Just needs to take advantage of a moment or two like that.
So Legend now has the advantage. Tyler on the softs wasn't really able to do much about it, and he's losing time, if anything, to the Dutchman. At what point will, I suppose, maybe a sense of nervousness start to kick in for the Brit? That maybe this is an unachievable goal, but gotta just keep a level head for now. The race is not over yet. A safety car could come out at any point. You could make a mistake at any point, as could Legend. For now, just got to remain in second. Try not to let Avesta get up alongside him, because if Avesta gets in front of him, it honestly could be curtains, because it's a horrible situation to deal with when Avesta is backing you up. We saw how it went pear-shaped for Luke Davies in Abu Dhabi. Avesta is almost a master at frustration, if that makes sense. Not the board game, of course.
No, but it looks like Avesta could be trying that move here. He's had a look, but this isn't going to quite happen yet. As Tyler renewed the game this time. Obviously, Rosenberg did get past last lap, but this lap, fully prepared, made sure Kabadi stepped behind. Because even this kind of position isn't bad, because there's potential for an undercut for Tyler very much in this case.
Yep, definitely, and this is also helping Lewis McWilliam catch back up to the train a little bit. He's got to get the Boriyoshi first, who's slowly falling off. Obviously, Lewis with no DRS doesn't help. There is a yellow flag there. That's going to be for Nils Hardle, I believe, as Brendan's just been sucked in by a jumbo jet, I think. Are you okay now? I don't know. There was just a lot of there was a lot of noise for some reason. I don't really know what's happening, but Tyler Davison, 3/10 behind Legend Rosenberg now. He's not losing a lot of time. Could be due to slipstream and DRS. He will be going for the undercut fairly soon, I imagine, and I'd say he's only praying that there's no safety car.
Yeah, some of them will be just praying that this guy doesn't get involved here.
Oh, problems for Lewis. Problems for Lewis. He's lost a couple of spots and he's now going to lose another one too. Tim Denhire, battle for the race lead. Tyler and Legend side by side. Tyler on the inside, Legend on the outside. Oh, there's a bit of a nudge between the two. This could allow Avesta Gobadi to take the race lead. He's going to try slipping to the slipstream of the Alpha Tauri. He's going for it, almost clatters the pit wall in towards the first corner. Avesta Gobadi, latest on the brakes, leads the Japanese Grand Prix ahead of Tyler Davison and Legend Rosenberg. That's a 3-position swap for all three of them. It's now Gobadi, Davison, Rosenberg.
Well, you have to say, I think Tyler knew better than to try fight that one fully, from the looks of it, because Gobadi probably knew that not being in a championship fight, which is often the situation he finds himself in FVR later on in the season, he knew that there wasn't really much to lose for him, so he could go for that move. Davison, who is in the fight, knew he had a lot to lose, and he had already gotten past the person he wanted to get past, so no point just fighting over a position that could just result in a bigger loss than anything you could have gained.
Well, I tell you what, this is turning into a very interesting race, and that's going to continue, because Avesta now leads it. He'll won't be wanting to win for his own individual reasons. He'll be wanting to win as an acquaintance of Legend reasons, as Tyler Davison's now going to go for the outside in towards the Casio triangle. He will stay behind for the time being. Legend's going to try, Avesta, I should say, going to try back him up out of the corners. That's a yellow flag through the Dunlop curve. That's going to be for the Williams of Adrian Tishy, who's gone off the circuit. Avesta starts the weaving down towards the first corner. He's got to be careful of that. Doesn't want to do anything dirty, because there is a rule in the FVR regulations that says you cannot intentionally implicate championship proceedings. If that's not the exact wording on it, but basically he can't swipe Tyler, because that would be not only a horrendous display of sportsmanship, it would also be morally wrong in every regard. But Avesta's not like that. He won't do something like that. He'll just tactically try and niggle with Tyler. But Tyler doing a good job, almost at his pit window, and I tell you what, this could be an intriguing second half of the race.
Yeah. No, see, he's going to have to make a call at some point here. He's got to lap 11, which is pretty good. You said lap 12 would be the ideal. So the interesting thing is, does he go for what may be ideal, or just go and try create as large an undercut as possible, especially if Gobadi is ahead of Rosenberg and potentially capping the potential pace of Rosenberg?
Yeah, Luke Davies just about keeping with these guys as well. He could still have a part to play if it all went wrong. Tyler no longer burning the battery, which is make me indicate he could be saving that for an outlap. He is going to go down the inside here, though, as Avesta is going to play the DRS games. But the DRS chicken in towards the chicane is probably the most successful example we've ever had in Formula Virtual Racing in terms of DRS chicken. So Avesta will now have the slingshot down the main straight. If I'm Tyler, I'm not even defending this one, because Avesta's just going to breeze back past, and Tyler will be pitting soon enough, pretty much. He's ran a steady first stint, it's gone well, and he's well within his own rights to fight for this one in the second half of the race. Leroy Van Schendel into the pit lane for, is that going to be a first set of softs? Surely not, would have to be for a set of hards at this early stage. But honestly, the tyre wear on the softs doesn't seem too bad. It is for a set of hards, yes.
Yeah, so be right on the hard. It'll be interesting to see where he ends up. In comparison to McWilliam, it'll be behind McWilliam, but not by that much.
No, not by too much. Is performing better than his teammate really since the race started. A reminder, folks, as you can see on your screen, check out the FVR GT Championship on Friday evenings. We had a fabulous winner in Tier 2 last night. I'll say no more, but make sure you do check that out. Fabulous races there. We've a brilliant commentary team. Not better than me and Brendan, but brilliant nonetheless, in the form of Maxime Glushko and Carl Mezion. So make sure you do go check that out. In terms of our race here, back to the F1 action, lap 12 of 27. It is Gobani, your leader, but definitely could be either of the three, Davison or Rosenberg. Could be Rochford even, depending on how this goes. But really, this is the closest we've had in the last couple of weeks. Last week, Rosenberg almost looked dead set to win it at any point in Zandvoort. And Tyler Davison, lap 12, into the pit lane comes the Brit. This is the undercut attempt, Brendan, that you say is crucial.
Yeah, he's got to make this count, especially if Gobadi is capping Rosenberg's pace, or at the very least these two, if they start getting involved with each other and they're fighting, there's a real chance for Davison to make a gap, or to just really get a couple of seconds ahead in terms of net position, because that could be crucial. And it could allow him to maybe manage the tyres and then bring them back kind of closer to the life that, let's say, Brady and Rosenberg may have, although they will be on the soft, so it'd be very difficult to hold them behind if that when they do catch back up.
It'd be interesting to see when these guys pit now, off the mediums, to cover off that undercutter. They're going to cover it off immediately, but then they might suffer towards the end of the race on a set of softs. But the lap traffic here for Habib Makouk, who has bowed out of proceedings, I think this is just his AI car lapping round. Very intriguing to see. Almost at the halfway point in this one. Very entertaining, thoroughly enjoyable race so far. I hope you're enjoying it at home, folks, because this is certainly open in the air. Be interesting to see if Tyler pumps in a fastest lap here, or certainly on his next lap if these guys don't pit. So Alesta Gobani does seem to be capping Rosenberg a little bit, not too slow there. They all stay out. Rochford stays out as well, as does Luke Davies. So they're going to give Tyler a shot at this one.
Yeah, so Tyler's just got to make the most of this. He has very much got space on the track to go after his position. The time, I'm presumably the position at first. As you see there, 22, it's coming down, it's gone down under 22. You just see it is working. Tyler should be able to have a sizable of advantage once the others pit, but see that will start to get eaten up with the softs. So pretty much could go either way. This one, maybe a safety car of some sort late in the race might be what Tyler needs just to even the playing field in terms of tyres.
I tell you, if there was a safety car now, you may see a lot of tears in towards the Humber River, or I think it's the Humber River.
Yeah.
I think it's through Hull. I think so. I know it's
Up
the Humber
now.
Bridge, but it might be the Humber River.
Yeah.
But Legend Rosenberg 3 tenths behind Avesta with a full tank of battery pretty much, so they'll be able to, well, he'll be able to attack after they exit the pits. I wonder if he's going to try and get past Gobadi here. This is not really what he needs, is to trip over with Avesta. I can't really see them tripping over each other, but we will await and see. Neither into the pit lane. I thought Rochford might dive in. He's been struggling the last lap. This is going to allow Luke Davies to get up towards third position, even if it's only a provisional third, as there's got to be a swap for the race lead as well. Rosenberg is into the race lead. One Red Bull gains a spot. The other Red Bull loses a spot. As it is now, Rosenberg, Gobandi, Davies, Rochford, Boryoshi with a cracking race, as that's Jack Redmond who's losing paces. That's actually a yellow flag in the first sector as well. I think that could have been one, or I think it could have been Adrian Tischer actually, not too sure, but some problems there for Jack Redmond it seems. He's down to 11th as Lewis McWilliam, fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Davison has cut 4 seconds in on Tim Denhire.
Yeah, you see Davison really pushing that gap now. You see 19.6, like the time there has really
come in his favour. He's going to have a decent enough gap once pit stops are made. You see 19.4 is coming down still, even with Rosenberg out at the front. I suspect Rosenberg could go really push on with the ERS because he is starting to just. Well, he's reached the point at which you simply can't regenerate anymore, so you may as well actually just use some and go quicker.
Well, lap 15 out of 27. I wouldn't be surprised if we see these top 2, top 3, top 4, how many you want, if the top drivers into the pit lane. Maybe not Rochford due to the double stack. Here is Rosenberg. No, stays out. Is Conor Rochford going to dive in? He is. So Conor Rochford into the pit lane now. Oh, a bit of a lock-up, but in nonetheless. This will give us a good indication, actually, of where these guys will come out in relation to Tyler Davison, because Conor Rochford has driven a solid race so far and was within a couple of seconds of the top 2. Here's Davison running for the final corners. Will pick up a bit of a DRS from the lap traffic in front of him. Rochford just slowly sauntering down pit lane. As you can see, there is the overtake. There is Rochford. Oh, it's a mighty undercut indeed from Tyler Davison. He could be in a fantastic position here. Come the late stages of the race. Wow, 4.8 seconds to Conor Rochford. This could be big.
Yeah, like you just see there the difference. But now, this arguably good information for Rosenberg and Gubati, because now they may have a chance to see what the soft tires would be like in comparison to Tyler's mediums. You see there 18.8 to 23.4. You just see if that's coming down, like 18.9, 23.3. Like, you're going to see a little bit of difference there. Rochford's going to be very, very quick. And I expect these two to be very much the same, but we have to be aware that they're going to have to catch up a couple of seconds. And then at that point, when the tyres have just lost their absolute sharp edge, it might be just a little bit more flat.
Well, as Rosenberg enters the pit lane, the gap to Tyler Davison was 18.8 seconds. Bit of an update in Yathan Panguru. The reason he's out of the race was due to a hardware failure that just put him straight into the wall. No jump in the pit lane this time for Avesta. Oh, there is! How does Avesta do this every week? He's jumped Legend in the pit lane once again. Here is Tyler Davison coming down the main straight. There you can see the cars all coming out of the pit lane. Davison leads the Japanese Grand Prix. Now, look at this from Conor Rochford. Conor Rochford's got ahead of his teammate Legend Rosenberg and Luke Davies. 2.9, the gap between Davison and Gobadi. This is Tour de France stuff. This is the peloton catching the sole leader. And I tell you what, it's already coming down a lot. This is going to be a battle to the end here. Tyler doesn't have enough pace on those mediums. He's going to have to get all elbows out at some point. But, crucially, Rosenberg is not... Oh, that's actually that's Nils Hartl. Oh, it's a safety car. Oh, I tell you what. Legend Rosenberg and Avesta Gobadi and the lot are going to be kicking themselves.
They are, but maybe not. Because now you're in a situation where Davison is effectively going to have to fight off everyone here on tyres that are just...
Very true, actually. The gap is diminished. Because I was thinking that Tyler's going to pit, but, if he pits, he's going to be behind a whole gaggle of cars because Gobadi, Rochford, Rosenberg and Davies are not going to pit. They're on the freshest of the fresh already. Tyler's gap has gone. The only thing he can hope for here is if he plays his safety car restart right, they could all squabble together because it's not Rosenberg, the lead Red Bull, it's Rochford. And even if Rochford does try to let him through, it's still going to be difficult because Davies will be looking to pounce. McWilliam can get into the pits here as well and maybe have a part to play in the late race here because he's on 7-lap old hards, would not have been able to compete on them, but he can get in and get out in a fresh set.
Yeah, you see, none of the top 5 pitting. Obviously, Davison knows that pitting now would basically put him at the back and you're not really going to get through because it isn't like he's got a tyre advantage, then he can really just have a brilliant standing start because it's rolling. And then you see Lakes McWilliam, they're going to be 9th now on brand new tyres. So realistically, Davison, he already had to do a bit of work trying to hold on with the soft tyres against more durable mediums, but now he's on the more durable mediums against fresh softs, and he's got a job in his hands, doesn't he?
Yep. Tyler has got to produce some of his best racecraft in his time in Formula Virtual Racing here if he wants to not only save this race, but save this championship. Because, as you can see by the graphic that's about to pop up on your screen, he needs a points haul. He is 22 points behind Legend Rosenberg. He needs to pretty much outscore Legend here today. His good friend Luke Davies could really do him a job if Luke was able to get past Legend on the safety car restart. But I tell you what, it's gonna be nervy times for the AlphaTauri, because he's on the worst tyres in the field now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the only person who's on tyres similar to him is, well, Jack Redmond's other account.
Yep, the one
Which
that's not
is
even
Willis.
driving.
Yeah. Even Captain Beeve's AI has managed to pit onto the right tyres. You see, the key here is, actually, Buddy's leaving a bit of a gap there. He's very much not wanting to drive up to the back of Davison. Very much content to just hold the gap.
As Lewis McWilliam was asking, can he overtake the AI? That's Jack Redmond's AI who he's behind. I mean, he will get a penalty for it, but it depends. Is there someone? Where's Juan when you need it for the regulations? Can that be removed after the race? I'm sure it can. Will we? No, we can't really let the chat decide if Lewis gets through. He will get past anyways. It's purely a case of annoyance.
Arguably, that can be used in a weird way, because it does mean it keeps a bit of a buffer between you and the car ahead, so that maybe you can allow yourself to get a decent restart, like by just holding. You naturally are held back anyways, so you could just use that car, pass it just after the line, and then get the run on the actual drivers ahead of you. Like, in a way, it could be used.
Yeah, I mean, if he did overtake the AI, even with like officials' allowance, he'd still probably be crucified in the incidents room by Tyndon Hire, who was literally in front of him. So I personally wouldn't be taking that risk, but it's up to Lewis. Lap 19 out of 27, if you're enjoying the action here in Formula Virtual Racing. Firstly, thanks. Very much appreciated. Secondly, if you want some more, you can check out all our fabulous social channels, which are linked in the description. If you want to get involved in the action, you can do so by joining our Discord server and signing up. That goes for both categories we now run, the F1 and the GT Championship, which has had a very successful start. You can find that out on Friday nights as a fabulous racing there. We're going to almost be ready to go for our safety car restart here. It is going to be Tyler Davison who leads it. He has an absolute crucial restart to conduct as Jack Redmond falls to the back of the field.
It was odd, I must say. Opposites car in this lap, so Tyler, he probably could take advantage of Gabadi holding back here.
As that's Captain Beeves AI who has gone into pit lane. Gabadi holding back, I think, maybe to try get the tyres warmed up. Tyler's going to try play this well. Do you wait as late as possible? Safety car just about entering the pit lane now. So let's see what the AlphaTauri does. He has a knack to this. He's going to lift off exactly like he does and then bolt once he catches Gobadi out. Look at this. There was a car almost on the grass there. I believe that was Luke Davies as we go racing here in Suzuka. That safety car restart was almost perfect. He has caused a lot of chaos involving his championship rival. Legend Rosenberg does get past Conor Rochford. Davies being attacked here by Nathan Marriott, the fellow Brit, as Marriott trying to hang it around the outside but couldn't do it there. Luke Davies just better on the grip. Avesta Gobadi is right back with the AlphaTauri now. His tyres are just so much better through the corners and it almost seems like it's a matter of time. Tyler's going to have to get creative with his defending here, but if anyone can go all elbows out in wheel-to-wheel situations, it's Tyler Davison.
Yeah, obviously AlphaTauri, not quite a realistic one, but he does very much like the car. So
Here is
coming
Gobadi
low,
down the
what to
inside.
do?
There's a lock up for Davison. He's been nudged out of the way there by Gobadi, and Legend Rosenberg has snuck through as well. So the Avesta battering ram once again working perfectly for Legend Rosenberg. The top two in the championship are side by side into Spoon Curve. It's AlphaTauri on the outside. Rosenberg in his Red Bull gets through. Now this is crucial, because if Legend gets in front of Avesta here, Avesta, look, let's call a spade a spade. He's going to just focus on Tyler.
Oh, look at Davison. He's going to go for a 130R.
This is all or nothing. This is all or nothing for Davison, who's made contact and is out of the championship. Pretty much here. You're not going to recover from that. It's a horrendous rejoin. That's it. That's the risk you got to take. It's millimetre margins. It's gone the wrong way this time for the AlphaTauri. I think that was way too rash.
Yeah, I think he'll probably be a bit annoyed at Rosenberg, but we'll have to look at that one again very much, I'd say.
He'll be more annoyed at Avesta Gobadi, but the only thing here is he's going to score no points. We may as well give Legend the trophy now.
Yeah, admittedly, Luke Davies, is he even going to be in? Well, I suppose he might still be mathematically in contention here, because he is third.
Certainly going to be in second, I think that's for sure. Luke has a real chance here now. He wants to try and take... Not only is that actually going to be Tyler pretty much out of championship contention, this will also be the podium streak well gone. As here is Lewis McWilliam, going to go for a move on Boriyoshi. I think big lunge down the inside for McWilliam. Oh, he's played that perfectly. It's a block pass. He's, the MotoGP crew would say, he's made Boriyoshi stand on the bike and just basically turn back out his wheel. That's a great move from Lewis. Was a little bit close, but I think that was well executed.
Yeah, I wonder now. See, Davison, yeah, said, I think, not sure if Boris got the pace to really pass him. Maybe Davison could eventually start climbing back up, but I reckon, barring a late safety car here, which induces more chaos, suspect, yeah, it's pretty much all gone. I've done provisional calculations. It would be 152 points to 115, actually make that 153. As you see there, Rosenberg, fastest lap. It is just getting worse and worse for Tyler Davison here. Oh, and he's lost the last point position before Bune has got past.
Yeah, he's no tyres and potentially even wing damage. Did very well to keep it out of the barriers, mind you, in that move, and 130R. But look, Tyler's usually a really good overtaker, but I personally think that was the wrong move to go for. There was still a lot of time in the race. Alright, he's obviously seeing, right, I have to stay ahead of Legend here, but look, you were behind him at that point. It was never really going to work, but that'll have to be reviewed by the stewards. I'm sure Tyler will be popping in a report regardless of his own result here. We'll certainly be using an incident token for it, but the real focus now is between Avesta and Legend. I hope Avesta doesn't just let Legend through. I think that would be embarrassing for himself. So hopefully there's a good ding-dong scrap for this one.
I'm not sure he will, because admittedly, this has worked out for Legend either way.
Yeah, true.
So, Gobadi realistically isn't going to help much by doing this. Especially it's like, it'll be 153 points to the next person, 122. That is a 31 point gap. You, with 2 races remaining, you're very much looking at Rosenberg being able to wrap the championship up next week as things go to plan here. Do you see now Rosenberg gaining? He's going to go to the right? No, he's going to wait.
Yep. Doesn't fancy it. As look at this, Lewis McWilliam. He's going to go over the lunge on Tim Den Hire. Oh my goodness me. How has he made that one work? Honestly, I was trying to think of the best way I could describe him and Tim going into the wall, but Lewis has literally steamrolled Tim Den Hire. He's way ahead of the Aston Martin. Job done for the Scotsman. He's now behind Marriott, already who has a penalty. Look, I wouldn't rule Lewis out of a podium just yet. Depends on where he can execute these moves, but this is a really good race for Lewis McWilliam in terms of his overtaking. Maybe not the result, but in terms of his overtaking, it's very good.
Yeah, and you see that around the outside of the hairpin, he's going to get it done. Very
That's
move.
fantastic. That's really good from Lewis McWilliam. Excellent move.
Oh yeah, it is brilliant racing. And well, next car up is Rochford, who's in a similar ERS situation. Very much, McWilliam's got the pace. He can pass. the only difficulty may be Luke Davies. But even then, I'd say very good chance of McWilliam ending up on the podium, which would just only make this championship even more foregone.
Yes, as Julius Gassner, maybe with a shot of points. He's up to 11th now. Does have a bit of a gap to Davison.
We're gonna get this.
Yep.
Are we gonna get this?
No, we're not.
Oh no!
But we are going to get a move for third. That's now Conor Rochford ahead of Luke Davies. I don't think it's quite outscoring McLaren by 20 yet, but certainly this is a really good spot for Red Bull.
Yeah, that's Davies down even further. Like, especially as McWilliams now creeping up here, this would be just getting worse and worse for if you're a British Championship contender. It does not seem to go right for you today.
No, it seems like Japan has won this one in the British Championship endeavours versus Japan battle, because they've certainly not had a good time of things. Lewis McWilliam now right behind Luke Davies and Conor Rochford. Podium shouts certainly justified by me, I think. Honestly, Lewis could have been in the fight for the win here if it wasn't for that race start, which I'm sure again will be investigated between himself and Tyler Davison. I think if Tyler picked up a penalty for that, would have been a way worse result than it already is from, and it's already terrible. But he is back into the points in 10th. I believe there was a spinner or something in front of him. As he is back, he is scoring a solitary point, but a solitary point against 22 when the guy who is getting the 22 already has a 22-point lead is pretty dire.
Yeah, and you just see there that Rosenberg full battery of ERS. Like, you think at some point he's going to use it. Waiting here, honestly, he could go for a move if he really wanted to, but he won't. Good news for Davies, at least he is able to make him the move back into third. William doesn't seem to have the ERS really to push on further. So you have to really just push on through these next couple of corners, be basically right on the gearbox, and just hope the slipstream with DRS can do its job.
Yeah, and the only thing is, other than Tyler Davison, the further Lewis goes on, the quicker the drivers do seem to be getting. So obviously he's competing with those who have been running at a quick pace all race. Conor Rochford regenerating ERS, you can see he has the red light flashing on the back of his car. That means there's 10% or less ERS on board that Red Bull, so that's a positive sign. If you're Lewis McWilliam, legend presumably waiting until lap 27. He's got a full tank of battery. Gobani not really too far behind him, and in all honesty, Luke Davies is catching.
Yeah, Davies is catching up a little. Who knows? Maybe he could have more influence on this than we think. We see there McWilliam catching up to Rochford, and I think he'll nearly would be tempted to go for a move here into the Casio Triangle, but doesn't seem to really quite be on. I'll have to just push on here. If you can get the exit, maybe, but you see there, he's taking a weird angle, you must say. Usually most drivers keep to the inside, but not this case. McWilliam, he's going to go to the right, he's going to go further inside, and this time gets it done, but seems like Rochford a little bit flustered, I must say.
Yeah, he crumbled in the braking zone almost, and that's almost going to allow Nathan Marriott to get ahead. Does have a penalty, does Nathan, but he's going to still try swap Conor a little bit inside out and try get a position or two here or there. There'll be no move there for Nathan Marriott, but Conor pretty much off of the podium chance now. That fight will be between Luke Davies and Lewis McWilliam, which, you know, there's never any love lost really between those two, is there? So that should be an intriguing one. But certainly the battle to watch is going to be this one between Rosenberg and Gobani. I really do hope they go battling for the most part of the lap. I think that could be really intriguing. Battery situation very good for both, so it's even in that regard, but crucially Legend has the DRS.
Yeah, Rosenberg has DRS. Both of them ERS, like very much. This fight is as even as you get. As it looks like somebody's been off.
Leroy Vincenzo.
That is late. Oh, well, that's a small benefit for Davison. He will pick up a few more points, it seems.
Yep, that is very disappointing for him. Here we go, in towards the Casio Triangle then for the last lap of this Season 12 Japanese Grand Prix. It's been a very intriguing return to Suzuka here for Formula Virtual Racing, but Legend Rosenberg is going to try, hope that he can pick up his first win on Japanese soil. Into the slipstream we go. Legend Rosenberg forced to the outside by Avesta Gobadi. He's going to have to be brave on the brakes to pull this one off. And no, despite the slipstream in the DRS, Avesta Gobadi is going to go all elbows out and try get the job done. Nathan Marriott does get ahead of Connor Rochford. There was problems for Boy Yoshi as well in the Williams, so there'll be no points for the Williams team. This might have to be Legend Rosenberg getting very brave like he's never really had to before if he wants to try get past the Vestagobadi. Burning DRS in towards the Degner curves. Maybe the Casio Triangle, his next best avenue of approach. It could be a lunge into the hairpin, but Avesta's very good in his brakes as we've seen in towards the first corner. No option there for Legend.
Yeah, just not really going to happen. Seems like Gobadi very much happy to just put all elbows out. McWilliam is...
Oh, look at this between Legend and Avesta, and there's a bit of ghosting, and Gobadi is off the circuit. Avesta Gobadi's been spun out on the last lap, potentially due to a bit of ghosting. Legend Rosenberg will win his 4th consecutive race in controversial fashion. Luke Davies has emerged in 2nd position once again. Lewis McWilliam just doesn't have enough in the straight to get past Luke Davies, really. I think Luke Davies will have this one in towards the Casio Triangle, and Legend Rosenberg will round through the final corner. It'll be a 4th consecutive victory for the Dutchman, and pretty much the championship in his back pocket. It is a brilliant win in Suzuka, but there will be a lot of discussion about it. Luke Davies takes 2nd, Lewis will take 3rd. There's not a hope in hell that that penalty will stand. He will take 3rd ahead of Avesta Gobadi in 4th and Connor Rochford in 5th. Tyler Davison gets 6th after all of that, but he will not be happy in the slightest.
Yeah, honestly, you would have to say, Tyler, you went for broke. You have to just appreciate that he did give it everything, and up until that safety car, it genuinely had worked out perfectly.
And Julius Gassner's in the points.
Oh my. Yeah, Gassner is in the points. And yeah, I would say I was right about it being an opportunity maybe for points to just get their head down, and obviously I was in that context I didn't mention the right driver, but a driver did get the message.
As Lewis is asking, can he do the interview? Yes, of course he can. I think it's safe to say that 5 will be removed for Lewis McWilliam. Personally, I'm raging we have to do interviews because I want to watch IndyCar. But, you know, for you guys at home, we got to provide the goods. We got to provide the interesting interviews. And I tell you what, I think Luke is going to feel like a victim of divorced parents in this interview room because he didn't really have a troubled race where Legend and Lewis the complete opposite. I think, though, in terms of the championship, well, I mean, we're going to ask him about it, but it's really only one man's to lose now.
Yeah, very much. Just one person has a hand on that trophy. It's looking, well, what happened to Gobadi in a way? The whole ghosting. I'd like to see that again, but otherwise, yeah.
Well,
it's one. Huh?
Sorry, I was going to go through the results. I thought you finished. I lagged a little bit. But Legend Rosenberg does take the win ahead of Luke Davies and Lewis McWilliam. It will be in 3rd. Then it will be Gobadi, Connor Rochford, Tyler Davison, Nathan Marriott, Bor Bune, Tim Denhire, Julius Gassner. Then it is Boy Yoshi, Adrian Tisci, Jack Redmond with the fastest lap. So a point for him and FVR again on a very impromptu return. And your non-finishers were Leroy Vincendel, a Big McCook, Jack Redmond, Niels Hartl, and Yafin Panguru. Felt like a very quick race from our perspective. No Red Bull Constructors Championship for today. But let's hear from your podium sitters then. We have Legend and Luke for the time being. Hello, Legend. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Congratulations. 4th win in a row. You had to work for that one today, but are you very happy with the result?
Yeah, obviously I'm happy. And Yeah, I'm happy, but a bit of a weird moment on the last lap, which feel like it's not my fault. And I ghosted, and it's one of
Sorry, there was a lot of static coming from Brendan. A few times in the race he did sound like he was sucked into a jet engine. But Legend, very controversial moment involving yourself, of course. We're not necessarily sure if what really happened, but it was the move from Tyler Davison on the 20th lap that saw him go off into the gravel and narrowly avoid the wall. What's your take? Hello, Legend.
hello. Yeah, the connection is very bad. You fall off, and I can't really hear.
We saw a very controversial moment involving yourself and Tyler on the 20th lap. He tried to move into 130R. What's your take on it?
I don't know. I gave him enough room. He goes up on my inside, so it's not his corner at all. But I gave him enough room, and he's on all tires, and if he understeers into me, yeah, there's nothing I can do. Obviously, I want to fight for the position, but I gave him enough room. From what I know, I have to look the footage obviously back, because I say now that I left him enough room, but I don't know, maybe not. But in my mind, I left him enough room, so yeah, I don't see that that's my issue. He takes that risk, and that's for him.
And then finally, is it your championship to win now? We know we've been saying this for a few weeks, but surely it feels like there's no way you lose this one from here.
Oh, obviously, if this wins stands tonight, then yes, I believe that it has to stand. But you know, I don't know what happens with the incident with Tyler. We have to look at that, and with Avesta, which I don't see that it can be a penalty because he ghosted. So I don't know. Obviously, if I keep this win, then yes, obviously, the championship is basically in my hands. But yeah, just anything can still happen. Just I have to keep pushing.
Well, Legend, thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. And I would say we hope to talk to you soon, but it's probably inevitable, really. So we wish you luck for if there is potentially a championship deciding moment next week. And yeah, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Evan.
Luke Davies then in second position. Typical Luke fashion, you kind of snuck your way there. But I think it was deserved here this evening. You kept a level head, avoided all the other incidents around you, and pace looked much better in the race than qualifying, Luke.
Yeah, I think I completely agree with you. Classic Luke drive, some people might say. Genuine, ninth in qualifying, and I don't know where 8 tenths is in that lap. I think I would struggle to find 2 or 3. It wasn't a bad lap. I could have found time, but in session, I have no idea how I was that far off. I'm usually quicker in the race, but the difference was crazy today. I still don't think my race pace was that good, but yeah, the front four were really bunched up at the front at the beginning of the race, and yeah, I was really just fighting to stay in the DRS for a while. And then yeah, pit stop rounds come in. Tyler actually got very lucky. He was not going to make field at all. He was going to miss it by like a lap, and then the safety car came out. So lucky and unlucky, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I capitalised really well on basically every moment I had to this race. Got past Connor at the vital point, and saved enough batteries to defend from Lewis at the end. And yeah, hard racing between us, but we all know we always race hard, both of us, when we're on the track. So yeah, good race from me. Capitalise, and I was there to capitalise on Avesta and Legends contact. I have not seen the incident. I think it feels like he's not Legend's not going to get a pen, but if he is, if he does, I'll take the win happily. Avesta probably won't report it anyways. So, but yeah, yeah, and I mean, assuming Lewis didn't get caught up in anything as well, maybe the Legend Luke and Lewis podium is did come true after all. So we will see. But yeah, not a bad race. I would have taken P2 every day at the beginning, and great recovery drive.
Well, in typical Luke Davies fashion, you took P2. In typical Luke Davies fashion, you've answered every question I could ever think of. Luke, thank you very much for joining us. Great to hear from you after the race once again. And although it mightn't have been a win today or a win in the last couple of races, it's certainly been a fairly steady season from yourself. So we hope we get to talk to you soon.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And finally, Lewis McWilliam. Lewis, might have been the race start you hoped for, but I tell you what, that was a bit of a classic drive coming through the field. What were you thinking after that spin, or after that moment, I should say, in the first couple of corners?
Well, I was quite happy to get my qualifying back sorted again, but just kind of undid it in the first corner. Wasn't Tyler's fault. He went for a good move, I suppose. Quite good. I'll give him that. I got caught on the curb and just barreled towards a wall. I'm quite happy I didn't get in it. Wasn't the first, it wasn't the only wall I nearly hit. I don't know if you caught it on stream, but I did crash halfway through the race into a barrier. Yeah, it wasn't great. I'm surprised with the result. I think I could have beaten Luke. I had the pace on him, I think, but I didn't have any ERS left because I was too busy getting past other people. But yeah, I went for a move in the last lap in the first corner, which I thought was a really, really good move, but I got caught on the curb and it made it impossible. And then tried something in the hairpin, didn't work. I just gave him it back because it was just desperate, I suppose.
You made a lot of good moves today. We caught a lot of them on the stream. Do you have a favourite? I have a favourite, but do you have a favourite?
Oh, the switchback on Tim Den Higher.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, has to be.
That was quality.
That was exactly what I was going for on Luke, but Luke left more room, less room than Tim, so I got caught on Luke and then I got caught on the curb, and it just, yeah. It would have been good to remake that move and for the lead.
What's your plans then for the rest of the season? We know maybe championship not really possible. Well, doesn't seem possible for anyone these days. But what's your goal if you're racing the last two rounds?
Oh, just have fun. Just have fun. I don't care. Last week was a bit bad. I lost my head a bit after that race, but from now on, I just kind of want to have fun because there's no point in doing any more than that. I've only got 3 races left in total, ever. So may as well just have fun with them.
Well, Lewis, I think that's a good note to leave on. It is all fun at the end of the day, and I appreciate you saying that. So thank you very much, Lewis, for joining me. Thank you to Luke and to Legend, who's already popped off. That'll be us done then for this evening's action here in Suzuka. We have 2 very important races coming up in Austria and in Abu Dhabi. Almost forgot the final round, but then we have more exciting action in the GT Championship here in F1, and then, of course, our special event soon to be announced. But from all here in Formula Virtual Racing, and from Brendan, who unfortunately didn't get to join back with us, we do thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay well, and we shall see you next time. Bye-bye.